Hello, my name is Ben Clymer Jr. I am the CEO for Ben Clymer's The Body Shop, where our goal is to be the premier collision repair facility in Southern California. We believe that we will do this through living and exemplifying our core values.
Hi, my name is Brett Clymer. I'm co-owner of Ben Clymer's The Body Shop, and I'm also the Chief Operating Officer. Well, my father started the company back in 1990, so me and my brother both started within a year of him starting the company. So it was from ground zero when it was still very small. I started in the company, sweeping floors, cleaning the shop, going up into the detail department, then into the body department as a technician. Kind of went through each position, was in parts department, estimator, then a manager of a facility, and then to where I'm at now as far as the operating officer.
I've had the luxury of working with the Ben Clymer's team for over 21 years. I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and I originally started in high school as a temporary job, and I fell in love with the entire business. It was my first job, and I originally started as cleaning the shop, doing little tasks for the owners. I eventually saw an opening in the paint department, and I was able to learn to wash, detail the vehicles.
I've been in operations with Ben Clymer's The Body Shop for a year and a half. Before that, I spent 6 months. They hired me in as their marketing director. So I was out marketing agents and dealerships asking for the business, and then they asked me to take on this operations role, overseeing all 5 locations and working very closely with our vice president of operations to learn this side of the business. I'm looking at efficiencies, so I'm trying to make sure that our processes were compliant across all 5 stores and locations, making sure that we're following the same process every time, so there's a product that we're producing that we can replicate in all of our stores the same way, and that we can produce that product, which is repairs to vehicles. We can produce that product efficiently and the same way every time so that we can turn a profit.
I've been at this job for almost 6 years. I started out more as an intern, and then finally, taking over as, the controller. Basically, I supported so much by way of doing the basic stuff in terms of handling mostly like payroll, making sure that taxes and stuff are filed on time, doing the basic work, prepping things up, before they were kind of handled at the top by way of doing all the taxes. And then
I've been here working with them for 20 years now. If we have an issue with a spray booth or with a tool, frame rack, you name it, I arrange for the fix to happen in a timely manner to make sure that we don't slow down production.
And we do our core values through an acronym, and it's a question: how do I rate? I-R-A-T-E, so the I is for integrity. Every day when you wake up, whether you go to school, whether you go see friends and family, or you come to a place of business, how do you live that life and how you conduct yourself is important, and it's with integrity here at Ben Clymer's. For the R, it is respect. Respect for oneself, respect for our customers, and respect for each other. The A stands for accountability. We have accountability for our own actions as individuals, and also we help hold our team members accountable to deliver on the promises that we make to our customers and to our stakeholders. And then you have the T. The T is for teamwork. Whether it's for sports or whether it's in the world of business, the best way to deliver that exceptional customer service and meet their needs is by working as a unified team. And then finally, E is for just that, exceptional customer service. It's all about the customer. In the end, the customer is who signs my paycheck as well as everybody else's here at Ben Clymer. So delivering on that exceptional customer service and following through that how do I rate question is how we deliver on our mission to become that premier collision repair facility in Southern California.
When we look at hiring people, which is one of the more fun parts of my job, is I get to pull all the resumes of people that apply and read through them and try to see what qualities and experience people have that they would bring to our company. When you're in high school, college, you have to keep yourself organized to be able to get through all your homework and get through everything to be ready for your next day and earn good grades. Well, when you make it into the business world, it's the same. You have to keep yourself organized and keep your work flowing at a rate where nobody has to micromanage you to do that, but you can kind of process everything that you have that you're responsible for and make sure that it's all tied up and ready to go by the time that you have a target date or that in our case, a vehicle should be complete, there's an entire process that goes in before that to making sure you're communicating with every customer on how those repairs are going, if there's any parts delays, making sure that the customer is aware of and understands all of those things. That all builds into organizational skills that we're looking for and service skills that we're looking for.
What I feel that makes a good team member is obviously having that team member mentality. What I mean by that is we're looking for assertiveness, but we're not looking for people that step on others to get to the next level. Because companies that are looking for that are usually companies that replace people very often.
Yeah, so some important thing that I think you should learn if you're considering coming to my side of the business out here has to do. You have to be someone that is interested in numbers to begin with. You want to be quite analytical. Just make sure that you are able to understand what these figures means, and then also you need to be able to take your time and pay attention to details. Because I mean every cent and dollar really does matter, and you need to be able to track the source and investigate and understand where what is coming from, and then where it is going, and then why we are reporting it the way we are kind of reporting it.
Some qualities that somebody would have to exhibit in going into the office as far as an estimator would have to definitely be the capabilities of listening to your customers, understanding what their needs are, being able to identify those needs, being able to communicate those needs to not only the customer, but maybe the insurance carriers, also your technicians out back. We want to make sure we take care of all concerns. And then finally, being able to execute that throughout the entire process.
But front of the house, another avenue is estimating. Before you become a collision center manager, all of the managers have at one point been an estimator. So it's writing the estimate on what needs to be done for those car repairs, and you learn all kinds of skills: organization, drive, customer service, balancing your workload, and working with technicians. It's kind of the hub of the shop. It's all the sales happen under the estimators. So there's just a lot of things that I think high school students would overlook and not think about in our industry, and it would be really nice to get that word out and get auto shop back into high school so people understand whether or not they enjoy working with their hands and which avenue they'd like to take.
Showing that you can take and commit to high school and graduate, it's a big help for us as employers, because then we know you've made a commitment at that point in your life, and you can take that commitment further, and we can use that kind of commitment in our business.
You have to be willing to work. You have to be willing to admit that you don't know everything and be able to learn from others. You'll find out in the workforce, there's always someone that you have to listen to, and that's going to be your boss. Mainly, number one, it's going to be your customers. Then you have hundreds of personalities that you have to listen to and be accountable to.
One of the things that makes us unique here at Ben Clymer's is our community involvement, and get involved to see what we could do to have impact in these young men and women that were thinking of perhaps being an entrepreneur or being a business owner, or even just some type of a professional career. And it includes school visits, homework, extracurriculum, and also some field trips we've been honored to host, as well as the ultimate goal, hosting these young men and women at our facilities so that they can see and get a little bit of a taste of what it's like in that business environment while they're still in school and not even having to go out on their own yet. What interns will see is just a very lively assembly line with a lot of customization built into the process.
Yeah, today I went to Ben Clymer's, did a walkthrough, seen the various things that they have, and it was a good experience. Seeing the different body shop options they have. They paint the cars also, and the cars they take in. So I think it was an overall good experience here.
The experience here was pretty cool. They showed me about everything they do in the office and outside. The thing I found most interesting was the framing, because there's a bunch of specifications for the cars, and it has to be exact because any little thing can mess up the car.
When you think of collision repair, you think of some type of heavy industrial assembly line, but it's with a really big twist, and that twist is every single repair that comes in is completely unique, bespoke. So from that disassembly process where we disassemble the vehicle, think of it as peeling the layers of an onion until you get down to that clean layer where there's no more damage left. That is just now the starting point. So identifying the parts, identifying the labor that's going to be needed, and especially in this current environment where parts are a little more challenging to get than normal, then you have that process going forward into now the ordering of the parts, assigning it to the technicians, and then getting it into the repair queue. And so even if you had two identical year, call it Honda Civics, and they were both front end hits, if just a slight variation takes place in the angle of the hit and the speed of the hit, now suddenly you have two different repairs. And so it can't be a truly seamless assembly line, but because of the different metrics that are important to our industry, the goal is still to be just that, an organized assembly line where you can go from that disassembly, frame, body, prep, paint, detail, final QC, and then new to our industry over the last 5 years is now ADAS, which is Advanced Driving Assistance Systems, which all these new vehicles have, to where again, the vehicle is fully restored to that like new condition, pre-accident condition. And so what interns will see is just a very lively assembly line with a lot of customization built into the process.